Hey everyone, it's Straw Hat Net here, and I wanted to do a quick tutorial on how to knit. I have been knitting for about 20 years now, but I only know one style. It was the only style that I was taught, but I am trying to learn more. But I figured I could teach you what my abuela, my grandmother, taught me how to crochet. So, what you're gonna need is some knitting needles. Now we're going to be making a scarf, which you know from the title of the video. I'm using the US 10.5 slash 6.5 millimeter. This is the Big Twist brand, and I get it with the cord. This is actually my first time, well, this is my second time now using these. I actually I'm happy I got them because the style that I usually use are more of like the straight needle, and I really wanted to try these so that when I'm knitting I don't have to worry about it running off on the end. So great thing to have. Then you're going to need a yarn needle so that you can tie in the ends. You're going to need a pair of scissors. It doesn't matter what size scissor that you have, as long as you have a pair of scissors and your choice of yarn. Now, I feel that acrylic is the easiest to work with when you are a beginner. The material is less, how should I say this, hairy, or as much as the fibers, the fibers are more put together, okay? And it shows you on the package the size of what you want to make and how many you're going to need for that project, which is pretty cool. I've already made a hat, a few hats with this. I already made a hat, well, not a full hat. I made a hat where it had the color in it. So that's why I have so much of it still. So I figured, why not make a scarf? And then it's telling you for the specific item that you want to make, what size you need of the needle, the size of what you're going to be making. Same thing for the hook, and what kind of weight it is. Worsted weight is this type of yarn. So yes, it doesn't matter what brand you get, as long as you have a yarn that is acrylic that you can work with as a beginner, and then you can move on to like the more fun type of yarn that's out there. It also will tell you how you should wash your item, especially because this is acrylic. It says not to put it in the dryer. You should lay it flat to dry. And also the great thing is they will give you suggestions so that when you're trying to complete a project, to make sure you get the same type of color. I mean, unless that's not what you're going for, then that's understandable. Okay, so sorry, I have a very limited space on my desk. So all right, what we're gonna do is we're going to take our needle and we're going to take our string, right? Now, this is important because I tend to do this a lot. It's, something that even though I've been doing this for 20 years, that I tend to make a mistake on because I forget, like, oh, I should make this longer. So the end, okay, you should make sure that you have a good amount. It depends on the length of the scarf that you're going for, but I do suggest doing like a decent amount. I will insert somewhere here the measurement for the type of scarf that I'm doing. Okay, so once you have measured out how much you want to do, then you're going to take the yarn. Okay, this is the end that we need to be loose. I overdo it sometimes, mainly because it's better to have a lot at the end than not enough. Okay, let's just say that. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your fingers and you're gonna just put your hands like this. Okay, just like this. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this yarn. Okay, I have my hand on top of this just to help it not go anywhere. We're just gonna place it around. And you see how this looks right here. I'm gonna do that again. Place this around. Bring it down like that. And I like to give myself a little bit of slack. Okay? And we're going to take our needles. Okay? And we're going to, now make sure you pay close attention to this part. Okay? This is important. You can't mess this up. Okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to take your needles and you're going to go behind like this. Okay, you see how I went behind the loop? We're going to go under near the thumb. Okay. I'll do that again. Go through where the thumb is. Okay. Go behind. Through the thumb again. Okay. Let me see if I can replicate that. Behind. Let go. And pull tight. But not too tight. Okay. And then your hand should look like this. Okay. Once you have the first 2 stitches on. Okay. So what you're going to do now, because we already have this main function, this main motion, right? If that makes sense. And what we're going to do is just do the same motion going through the thumb. So through the thumb, behind the thread, through the thumb again, and then pull tight but not too tight. Okay. Again. Under the thumb, behind this one, through the thumb, pull tight. Okay. Okay, I just want to show you so far. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 stitches already just from doing this motion. Okay, now if you ever have to like stop for a moment, right, and you need to get back to it, hopefully you can place it down how you had in your hand. Okay, but if not, there's a way to find out. So you see your loose end here and then your string. You want to make sure that those string, see the difference? The string, the thumb goes behind the thumb. Okay. So it will look like this again. Okay. Now let's do this again. Behind the thumb. Behind the thread on the pointer finger. Through the thumb again. Pull tight, but not too tight. I'm going slow just to show you, but I usually go faster than this. Okay, I'm going to show you in real time how it usually looks when I'm doing this, just for a moment, just so you can see, and then I will go back to going slow. This is just to show you someone that has been doing this a while, okay? Getting difficult because the thread is getting smaller. Okay, so remember that end piece? You see how the small end looks? Now, this is kind of, you can kind of see the length of what the scarf is gonna seem like. Okay, I didn't want something too big, like width-wise long. I wanted it like a decent size. Okay, so this is about a decent size for a scarf and a good one for a beginner. And what we're going to do, just to protect the last stitch, we're just going to tie it like this. We're not going to tie a knot because we want it to stay but not be final, because if you mess up you can take it apart, no problem. Okay, so I'll be right back to get to the next part. All right, so we're here at this stage, and what are we going to do next, right? So you want your string to be going this direction, okay, to the left. And what you're going to do is you're going to take the top needle and you're going to just take it out like that. And as you can see, this is what it looks like. Now what you're going to do is you're just going to turn it like this. Okay, so now I'm using needles with cable. You can use needles without cable. The only issue that I have with the cable is that it gets in the way sometimes, but that's fine. The good thing about it is that if this runs off, you don't have to worry about it. Okay, so what you're going to do and how you're going to hold your string is you're going to put it around your finger. So as you can see, I'm taking my hand and I'm going like this, and I'm wrapping it around like that. Okay, that's all I'm going to do. Now I want to hold this down. Okay, so this hand is just going to hold like this. Okay, that's all it's going to do. Now you're going to take your other needle, okay, and I'm going to try to move this cable out of the way. I like to kind of put my body against it a bit. Okay, so what you're going to do with this hand, okay, as you can see how I'm holding it, okay, is the first stitch, you see where the string is? You're going to want to go towards that, okay? If this was on the other side, then you could use it on the other, do it the other way. But we're going to do a specific stitch, okay? So what you're going to want to do is you're going to take this needle and you're going to see back here near the loop is the string, right? So you want to go into the loop like that. So front, okay? And you're going to want to grab the string, okay? So we're going to go to the front of the loop. We're going to grab the string and we're going to pull through to make another loop, okay? So I'll show you again. So we're going to go through. We're going to grab it. You see how I'm making a loop? And then we're going to cast off. Okay? You don't have to worry about, moving this. Okay? It's going to automatically go this way. Okay? Then what you're going to do is same thing. Front. See how I'm going around to grab that string? Cast off. Okay? Now it's on this side. So again, we're going to go front. Grab the string, cast off. Front, grab the string, cast off. Front, grab the string, cast off. As you can see, I'm doing a specific pattern, okay? And once we do like a few rows, you'll see what the pattern is doing. Okay, and I'm going as slow as I can to show you how to do this. You want to make sure you keep holding on to this side as well with your other hand, and you want to make this a little loose. You don't need to be so tight with it, because if you pull too much and you make it too tight, it's going to be difficult to do more later on, okay? So sometimes I'll go through and kind of loosen it up a little bit, because sometimes I could be a little bit too much, okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to do the next stitch. Let's see if this is the correct stitch. Sometimes, yeah, if I mess up, we're not paying attention. See, the foundation is the most important one, because if you mess up the foundation, it messes up the whole thing, okay? So if you mess up, you definitely are going to want to take it out and redo it. Redo the process. I know that sounds horrible, but this is the second time I'm making this video, because I have a toddler, and I can't get mad at my toddler, because it was my fault for leaving it somewhere where he could get it, and he unraveled. I was halfway done with it, because I was trying to record on the video to show like what it looks like at the end, right? But things happen, and plus this makes it to where I can make another video showing how I'm doing this, because I feel like I probably wasn't as clear in the other video. Okay, so now that I'm done, okay, I want to turn it this way, okay? So I'm going to turn it this way. And as you can see, the string is now showing this way, right? So what you want to do, move this again because it gets in my way. Okay, you're going to want to go this way, I'm sorry. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to the front of the loop. You're going to just grab like you usually do for the other and cast off. It'll be on this side, cast off, front, grab through, cast off. Okay. And you just repeat this motion throughout every stitch. Mainly because this is the pattern that we're doing, and it's the most common knitting stitch. I know there's different kinds. I'm actually going to be getting the crochet bar so that I can show you how to do the twist when you're knitting. So it'd be still the same kind of style, but there's going to be like a little twist to it, and it makes it look different and pretty. And eventually I will learn even more styles, but this is the only style that I know currently. It's the only one that my grandmother taught me. So okay, and we're gonna turn. You can kind of see what it's doing, but you won't know until you get to a little bit more. But you can kind of see the width of the scarf, okay? So it's not going to be too wide. And the reason I did that is because you're a beginner and you don't want to do something too wide. It's going to be too much. You're going to get bored of it. So I figured 25 stitches across should do it, should do justice for teaching beginner. So you could also go smaller than this, but I figured this is a standard size for a scarf, Okay, so let's do it again. Move my cord here. Okay, so we're gonna go front. Make sure because you see that there's 2 loops here. Make sure you go through both loops, okay? You want it to have like a single loop, and you want to bring this around again through, cast off. Front of the loop, bring in the string, cast off. Front of the loop, bring in the string, cast off. Front of the loop, bring the string through, cast off. And you just keep doing this motion. Now, the reason I feel like the way that I hold my string helps a lot of people with carpal tunnel or arthritis, because if you're constantly like having to move your finger, it's going to cause pain. I feel that knitting is a little bit more gentle on the hands. They do make gloves to help with carpal tunnel or the arthritis so that you can crochet longer. I mean, knitting and crochet longer, but I feel like it's necessary to do it without for a little bit and then put them on, because it does kind of restrict just a little bit, not too much, but some people are used to it though. Okay, so now I can show you that we have a few rows. You see the pattern that we have going on here? So there's the stitches on both sides, and when you spread out, you see like the webbing in the middle. Okay, that's pretty standard for a lot of sweaters or scarves that are being knitted that you'll see. So this is a style that like I said, my grandmother taught me, and I've known this specific stitch since in my 20s. So I'm gonna do one more row showing you the normal speed that I go when I'm doing this, and then I'm gonna be back. Do as much as you can. If you have any questions of anything, please comment down below. Please definitely subscribe if you want to get more videos of knitting. But I'm gonna do some more off camera, definitely do some, and I'll meet you back when it's time to cast off, like it's finished. Now, this length of the scarf depends on you, on how you want the length. You can have it as long as you want, short, it's up to you how you want to do it. So I don't give a length, but I will put the length that I'm going to have for myself. I am 5'2", 5'3" on a good day. So I could definitely show you the measurements of that and show you what it looks like on me with the measurements, so that you'll know if that's the length that you want, or you can go shorter, longer, it's up to you. So I will be back for the cast off of the scarf, and I'll see y'all in a bit. Okay, so before I continue with this video, I wanted to show you what I do when I need to put my work down, or because I am a toddler mom, so sometimes I have to hurry up and run and go put something down. So what I would do is I would take my project and I would take the needles, I put them together like this, and I wrap around like maybe 2 or 3 times. I go in between the needles opposite way like this, and it just helps kind of secure it. And because I have the cable, if this runs off, I'm fine because it's not going to affect it. The reason why this cable is here is so that you can make projects that are pretty long and you don't have to worry about it coming off, which is great. And then I just stick it out like this, and that's pretty much it. I just wanted to show that tip.
All right, everyone, we're on the last row, and I hope this was fun for you. Hopefully you didn't have to do it all in one day. Sometimes you can if you have the time, but use this time to make this whenever you have free time. It doesn't have to be right away, all in one day. This could take you at least a week if you do a good amount, maybe a foot every hour, which is not too bad. getting these last stitches. And then we're gonna do casting off. So I will put the length of what this looks like in the description. I will also have some pictures to show what it looks like on someone that is 5. I'm like 5'2", but on a good day I'm 5'3". So let's get started on casting off. So casting off is really simple to do, okay? So basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna cast on 2 stitches onto the right needle, okay? So we're just gonna do, all right, y'all, I have to do a little side video because I realized I suck at explaining things sometimes. And also the video was a little blurry, so I wanted to give a little better view. And excuse my nail, okay, I ate an orange. Okay, it's stained. Alright, I'm going to show you how to cast off. I figured this is going to be a little bit easier. It's only 6 stitches. Wait, is there 6? 7 stitches, okay? And this is going to be super simple to do, and it's going to be the same type of stitch you do with any type of stitch, okay? I think I'm going to bring down my lighting a little bit because I feel like it's having a hard time. Okay, so what I'm going to do is show you how to cast off, okay? You're going to take your right needle, okay? And you're going to just do as you would casting on, okay? We're going to cast on, let me get, I think it's 2 to leave it the way it is. Okay, so we're just going to cast on 2, okay? 2 stitches, like so, okay? So this is normal, right? This is what it would look like normally when you are doing a normal row. Now what we're going to do is you see the first stitch here, we want to put that over the second stitch. So we're going to take our left needle, okay, and we're going to go through the first stitch like this, okay? And then we're going to take the second loop, okay? I want to make sure this stays focused. There we go. We're going to take the second loop and we're going to pull it through the first loop, okay? So you can use your middle finger to help guide it, okay? So you kind of secure it, and your pointer finger to kind of help guide it, okay? So you're using 2 fingers and you want to pull it through. You see like how I just pulled it through, and then you take out the other needle, okay? And then what you're going to do is the same thing, okay? We're going to cast on, but we only need to cast on 1 because we already have a loop on the needle already, okay? And we're going to do it again. We're going to take the left needle, pull it through the first. We're going to guide the second needle. See how it looks? Just guide the second needle and cast off, okay? And you want to stick to the pattern that you already have. You see how it looks like we would start that way? We don't, because it's trying to come this way. Okay, you want to stick to the pattern. Okay, cast on. Now we're going to go through the first loop again, and we're going to bring the second loop through the first loop and cast off. Okay, do it again. Need more string. Okay, we're going to cast on. Then we're going to go to the first loop with the left, and we're going to guide the second loop into the first loop and pull off the other needle. Okay, we have 2 more stitches. I'm sure it's going to be more for you when you're doing the scarf. And then we're going to again go through the first loop, bring the second loop through, okay? And then this is where it's going to get tricky for you, okay? Now we're on to the very last stitch, okay? And you're like, well, there's not going to be another stitch. Well, that's okay, because that means it's over, right? So we're going to cast on, and the same thing. You see, there's nothing on this side because it's done. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through the first stitch like normal, bring the second loop into the first loop, cast off, and that's it. Okay, so now you've casted off your work. Now you're going to want to pull, okay? This is just the example, but you'll see in the rest of the video. I just wanted to give an example just in case if it was not explanatory before, and I apologize if it was not. But yes, I hope this helps, and let's continue the video. Okay, now that it's done, you don't want to take it out completely, okay? Don't take it out completely yet. You want to cut it long enough to sew it through. I really need to get new scissors. Okay, so what you want to do after you cut it, okay, decent length, pull the loop up more, and then pull this through, okay? And pull a little tight, okay? And then you can always fix how things look, you know. If you want to make this even more secure, you can tie another little knot. And it will help secure it more. And then what you want to do is get your yarn needle. You're going to put through the string, and we're going to pull it through the scarf. This is supposed to help it okay. I always like to pull a little tight so that when I pull it, it stays somewhat, okay? Alright, so now I gotta do the other end too. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna tie a knot at the end, like so. Pull it through. I think I'm going to go down instead, because I want to get it through as many, just to show difference. Like, you don't have to pull through this way, you can pull through down, kind of help hide it. And it's finished. This is what it looks like if I pull it apart. It's like a sweater type stitch. And I will put the length of it in the description. And I hope that you had fun, and that if you like this and you want to see more, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so that you always know when I upload. And please like this video. It helps so much to get it out there. Leave a comment if you have any questions, if you have any suggestions, if you've been knitting longer than I have. I don't mind learning new techniques and new skills, And I hope to have a new video up for you all next week. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night or a good day.